Right guys, so the second part of our summer fruit combo we've got going here is gooseberries. Now these things are delicious. I mean, in a gin you could even do put them on a cheesecake, you know, jams and all sorts of things. It's a must in the garden. They grow so easily, and yes, you can also directly sow them into your garden bed, and that's what we're going to be doing here for our summer fruit combo. Right, so what I've done here is just sort of started cultivating my garden bed over here, and you just want to loosen up the soil, make sure there's enough aeration going in there, make sure it's not too compact, right? So that's what I've done here already. As you can see, it's nice and loose and fluffy. Very, very good quality soil, this, because I've been looking after it. Okay, so in this section we're going to be planting our gooseberries, and then as they mature we're going to be planting them out into other parts of the garden. But these seeds are really, really fine, and so you sow them in one spot and then pick them out as they mature. Now I'm going to be showing you a really cool way I like to direct sow into the garden bed. I've had great results with this. It's not necessary, you could literally just sow these seeds into the soil, but this will make sure you get optimum results. Right, it's going to give you the best circumstances for these guys to all come up and germinate. Right, so basically we're going to be using this poke-on potgrond, and this we're going to evenly spread right on the soil surface in our open garden bed. Right, look at that. You're going to do that over the entire section you plan on planting. Right, just going to firm in right on the soil surface, and of course this stuff holds water extremely well. It really does a great job at holding water, which means your seeds aren't going to dry out while germinating. Level that into place nice and evenly. Wow, it's a lovely day here. Beautiful day to be in the garden. Okay, now make sure your hands are clean and dry when you're working with seeds. Okay, and next we're going to start opening up our seeds. Now gooseberries are really, really fine little seeds, and they grow quite easily, so yeah, we definitely going to see some results. In our packet there's a second little packet. Now my hands are not in the best condition, but we'll be careful. Look at those tiny little babies, eh? And as you can see, there are so many in a packet, and one plant produces so many of these gooseberries. You really don't need too many of them. Aren't they beautiful? Right, now we want to sow these guys into our open soil over here. And you can see our soil's been nicely prepared, and I'm just going to pinch them up in my fingers, and from about 20 to 30 centimeters above the soil I'm going to start spreading them. We've got flies in between here. I'm just going to start evenly spreading them along our soil surface. Now remember, every little seed is going to become a plant, okay? So you really don't want too many going in here. Okay, get them spread nice and evenly apart. Let's drop the last few in this side. Okay, that has not been the whole packet. There's still plenty more in here. I've only selected a few. Okay, let's put these away safely. Now, as you would when sowing seed in a container or in a seed tray, I like to come over with a bit of vermiculite. We're going to cover them up with a nice layer of vermiculite, and that's just going to sandwich these guys in the perfect conditions to flourish. All right, make sure you give them a good layer. And then of course what you also want to do is label this area so that you or the gardener don't come and step on them. And we're going to firm them into place. Really, really important. I always say this, but it's because it's so important. And then of course we're going to come over with some water, a good dose of water. Soak it well. You don't want seeds floating, so soak might be the wrong word to use, but you want to make sure you water them enough. And in no time these guys are going to start coming up. You're going to see little babies all over the place, and as soon as they're large enough for you to handle with your hands, you're going to come in with a little teaspoon or any sort of device, pick them out and then transplant them to other places in the garden. Now, some of the advantages of directly sowing like this is, well, firstly, nature knows best, right? So it's a lot harder to raise plants in containers than it is in open soil. And secondly, they're going to be hardened off already, which means these plants are already going to be comfortable and acclimatized to the harsh conditions of the sun and the wind and everything else that goes on outside here. So they won't have too much trouble when you're transplanting them to other spots in the garden. That's really a big advantage of sowing directly into the soil instead of starting in seed containers. Of course, you can't do that with all seeds, but with gooseberries and watermelons, you can. And I hope this has helped you guys. I hope this puts you in a position where you can grow some delicious summer fruits for you and the family to enjoy around the pool. Until next time, guys, happy gardening. Thank you for joining me here, and have a good summer.